So without further delay, Mr. Jamil Samara, who heads up Internet Ministries.
I'm very impressed at the knowledge that Father George has of everything we do. The level of detail that he's able to go into, very impressive. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you everyone for having me. My name is Jamil Samara. As Father George mentioned, I've been working with the Department of Internet Ministries for the Archdiocese for several years now. I've had the pleasure of working with several of you. Some I'm just meeting for the first time. It's a pleasure to have this chance to meet face to face. The Department of Internet Ministries has been around for 20 years. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. We were founded in a dorm room at the seminary 20 years ago by Mr. Teo Nikolakis in coordination with some of the youth workers of the Archdiocese at the time, looking to see that there was a need for utilizing this new technology that was the World Wide Web and the Internet that was beginning to take on and catch on. And we've never looked back. We've looked at new and exciting ways to utilize technology to spread the gospel of Christ. So whereas you're doing it every day of the week here in your parishes, we're online as a supplement to the work you're doing and in complement to that work. And we look at you all as partners, and we want you to look at us as a resource for ways to help your local ministry. This presentation for this afternoon is going to be in several parts. So the first part, Act 1, I'll be sharing with you some of the services that we offer, in case you're not familiar with them. As Father George said, there are brochures that were passed out. If you'd like to take more, there are more brochures up there. Please take them back with you. If you know fellow clergy or other people in your area who weren't able to come, please grab some brochures and take them back, or share them with your community, because we would love to for you to utilize some of these services. You may have asked, and maybe for you that are here don't have this question, but maybe some in your parish are asking the question, what does the Archdiocese do for my metropolis? What does it do for my parish? And what does it do for me and my family? Hopefully by the end of this, and hopefully through all these other presentations by other Archdiocese ministries, you'll have more knowledge to be able to take back to your communities and be able to answer those questions. Well, we're going to start with what we call the online chapel. The online chapel is one component that we began about 16 years ago. It's a main feature of the Archdiocese website, arch.org, and it's a part of many other aspects of what we do digitally online. It runs behind the scenes and powers many things. As you can see in the top left corner there is the online chapel box for the Archdiocese website. It presents the readings for the day, the lives of the saints, and in the detailed part of the online chapel, there is more to it. On the homepage, that's what we present. Here are some other views of what the online chapel looks like on the Archdiocese website. And just like it's available there on the Archdiocese, it's also available for all of the other websites that we host. So if you're an organization, if you're a parish, if you're a metropolis, you're able to take with you very easily the code that we've written and present the online chapel and the lives of the saints, the scripture readings for the day, a devotional area for your visitors. And if you're already hosting with us, you may be utilizing this feature. If you aren't hosting with us, or if you are hosting and you aren't taking advantage of this, get in contact with us and we'll be happy to set you up with that. In addition, the online chapel is available on the road. If you're a Facebook user, you can get the online chapel and those readings through Facebook. You're also able to get it via email. You may be on our daily readings listserv. If not, you can go to the Archdiocese website and sign up. You can get every morning when you wake up, you'll have the daily readings waiting for you, and you're able to, maybe that morning, maybe you take a break in the middle of your day, and you can spend a few minutes connecting with God, connecting with the Scriptures, and connecting with the lives of the saints. In addition, another way that you can take it on the road is the Daily Readings mobile app. There's a brochure, one of the brochures was on mobile technology, and you can see some of the other features that are available for mobile devices. This is one of the Herald, one of the Starship products that we have. Available for the iPhone, iOS, so iPad as well, Kindle Fire, Android, and Windows Phone. You're able to take the online chapel with you in your pocket. And so, in addition to the lives of the saints and the readings, like we've already mentioned, you also have things like, is it a fasting day? Oops. So it can show you the date of Pascha, the upcoming feasts, and it's also available in Greek and in Arabic. One of the things we're doing with the online chapel is looking to expand to as many languages as there is a need out there. And obviously, Orthodoxy is a worldwide church, and there are many languages that we want to look to add in. If there's an expertise in one of your parishes where you're already perhaps using another language, maybe you have a Hispanic community and you're using Spanish already, please get in touch with us. Let us know what we can do to incorporate the work that you've maybe already done into the online chapel for others to share. One of our other products is called Bulletin Builder. There's a brochure, the purple brochure is about Bulletin Builder. We've been running this product for 10 years, absolutely free to users, to parishes. Parishes are able to log in and create their Sunday bulletin within a matter of minutes and have it published to the web, to email, and to print. We've just released in the last year version 2.0 of this product. It's been many years in the making. It's available to all parishes within the Assembly of Bishops. So we've made this cross-jurisdictional. We've added new features. If you're already a user of Bulletin Builder, you've seen some of these things. If you haven't, please consider giving it a try. Have your secretary or technology person in your parish get in touch with us, and we'd be happy to do a demo. Or if you have time this evening during the breakout sessions, we'll be going over Bulletin Builder in more detail. Here are just some of the screens that you can see of what Bulletin Builder is like. When you log in, you get a dashboard. You're able to see any recent activity, any announcements, any new events or news that may have been posted from other organizations, from your Metropolis or from your Archdiocese. You're able to pull in some of that information that's available through the online chapel, the lives of the saints. You're able to upload PDFs, flyers, and other bulletin inserts that you might want to include. All of this is able to be done online. And as I said, you're able to publish it instantly to the email, to the web, and then download a file that you're able to either manipulate or go right to print. Next, we have iconograms. Iconograms is one of our oldest products. It is an online greeting card service. It's a way that parishes and individuals are able to share with their friends and loved ones a nice online greeting with a scriptural message or inspiration from the saints. Here are a couple of scenes from the Iconograms website. A few years back, we saw that sites like Amazon.com and other online stores were taking off. We said, well, why can't we offer something similar? And so we developed the Orthodox Marketplace. And then from there we said, well, why can't parishes also have the ability to have their own online store? Maybe some of you have your own online store. Maybe you don't have the capability to do it on your own. Well, we developed through the Orthodox Marketplace the ability to have a store on your own where you get a percentage of the proceeds, but we do all the work, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Next, we have Orthodox Jobs. Orthodox Jobs came out of a conversation that I and others who were working for the church a few years back had, where we were saying, we work for the church, we're able to give our talents back. We're not ordained, but we have these gifts that God gave us, and we want to be able to offer it back. And thankfully, we're currently employed by the church, and we're able to do so. Well, how many others out there would want to do the same? How many others want to give back to the church in some way? And so we developed Orthodox Jobs. If you have an open position at your church, maybe you're hiring a pastoral assistant, or a secretary, or a bookkeeper, or maybe you need a graphic designer for hire. Perhaps you need a chanter to come for Holy Week. These are all things that there are thousands of people out there across the country who want to give back. And through Orthodox Jobs, they're able to do that. So you can either post a job, or you can look through a bank of resumes of people who are looking to be employed. Perhaps you want to develop a local business listing of your parish community. All those within your parish who have gifts to give. Maybe there's a plumber, or an electrician, or a lawyer, or whatever it is. You can develop a business directory through Orthodox Jobs and point people in your community to it and say, are you looking for X or Y? Go to Orthodox Jobs and do a search in the business listing. One of the other things that we do, Father George alluded to it, we assist on a pan-Orthodox level in many capacities. We're deeply involved with the Assembly of Bishops and their technology. We've been involved since 2006 to develop a pan-jurisdictional parish directory. We're also working with them to be in compliance with some of the other charges that they've had to develop a pan-Orthodox clergy directory and develop other tools and services online for the community in the United States. So what else do we do? Well, we offer free web hosting, free email hosting, and free listserv, which are mailing lists to all parishes and organizations in the Archdiocese. We've been doing this for about 16 years. We work with the latest technologies. We work with a very reputable company called Rackspace. We host many of your websites, and we, though we can't do 24/7 support like some companies can, we do our best to work with you, and not only to provide you with technical support, but also a ministry support, and to look at what you're doing online and offer advice and direction to make sure that your technology matches with your ministry. So here we have the listserv. Listserv works just like email, where I'm sure all of you in this room use email. It's 2014. I'd be surprised if no one here doesn't use email. But listserv works exactly like an email, where you have an address for your parishioners, maybe for your parish council, maybe for one of your organizations. You send a single email to Parish Council Canonsburg at listserv.org, and with a click of a button, it gets distributed out to all of the people. Many of you may be using Constant Contact or MailChimp. Well, the Archdiocese offers listserv, which is comparable and is completely free for you. One of the other exciting things that we're doing, we're currently implementing a system called the LifeRay Portal. And right now, we're almost ready to release a website for the Patriarchate. The Ecumenical Patriarchate and their website have been hosted with our department for many years, and it's about to be released into this LifeRay Portal. Why is that exciting? Well, it's exciting because it's the same system that we're next going to implement for the Archdiocese website. And we're also going to implement, and we're in the middle of doing that, working with Father George and Father Matthew and His Eminence and others, to develop the Metropolis in this same system. And pretty soon your parish can be in the same system. And why is this exciting? Is because all of these websites will be able to communicate with one another. You'll be able to share content, to be able to receive important messages and notifications, if you allow it, from the Archdiocese, from the Metropolis, and even from the Ecumenical Patriarchate. All of that will be integrated, and we hope to be able to offer this out to parishes in the next year to year and a half. We also do live broadcasting. Many of you may be familiar with the benefit of live broadcasting. There may be some people who are cautiously cautious in their approach towards this technology. I can say personally, it's affected me and my parish greatly. We have many in our parish who have benefited from our use of live broadcasting of our services. There are shut-ins, there are elderly, there are parents of maybe a sick child who are unable to get to church, or during Holy Week, unable to attend the evening services. And through live broadcasting, you're able to keep them connected. With any technology, there will be some aspect of it which we can find a negative reason and a reason to stay away from it. And we could list those out with live broadcasting or any of these other services. But there are many positive, and if it's something that you'd be interested in, we'd be happy to work with you to implement that through your parish. This is one of the services that is not free, but it's very affordable. We have here on the screen, I believe it's Annunciation in Akron. We also have Holy Trinity in Pittsburgh, Annunciation in Columbus, and I believe All Saints in Canonsburg is about to go live with this. So we have several parishes in this metropolis who use live broadcasting already. Many of you may be on Facebook. Many of you may be on Facebook right now. Have you liked Go Arch? We have many followers, and we're happy to share your events. So if there's something that you'd like us to share on Facebook, and your parish is on Facebook too, please send us a note, and we'll, if we're able to, we'll consider sharing it. And we encourage your parishes to utilize social media as well, which we'll cover in just a minute. Well, now let's take a look at the metropolis at a glance. Here's a simple Google map of it. Well, out of the 53 parishes in your metropolis, 46 of them have an active website. And I use active loosely, but that's about 87% of the parishes. Well, that leaves out 7 of them. And are you one of those 7? Let's start there. Come to us. We'd be happy to work with you to establish a website. If you don't have someone that can help out, we can deliver to you a very simple one, something that's more of a brochure-style website that contains just a simple amount of information. But if you have a visitor that comes to it, you won't be embarrassed by presenting older, outdated information. But if you do have someone that you can work with in your parish, someone that works for the church or someone that's a volunteer, we can get you set up with the tools to have a really stellar website. But as you may know, having no website at all sometimes is better than an unkept website. So if your website is outdated, we encourage you to get it up to date. And we can work with you as well to figure out what that's going to take. But if you're just going to leave it and the weeds are going to grow, it's better to take a step back and say, well, what else should we do rather than just leaving it up there? And again, get in touch with us and we'd be happy to work with you on that. Well, we host 25 of those websites. We don't mandate it, but the hosting is free. And if you're interested in it, if you're not one of those 25, we'd be happy to work with you to get set up with hosting. And there are 18 parishes that use Bulletin Builder. Like I said, you can come tonight at the 7 o'clock session, or 7:30, I believe, I forget. And we can show you more about Bulletin Builder, or you can get in touch with us another time, and we'd be happy to present to you more. So if you're still wondering, what does the Archdiocese do for my metropolis, my parish, me and my family, hopefully we've given you that information. From communication tools and services, educational resources for parents and families, or products to enhance one's spiritual life. We try what we can, given our limited staff time, to offer these tools to you. And we want your feedback. We want to know what works and what doesn't. And as I said, all of these products are free. Most of these products are free. So that ends Act 1. Let me do one quick switch over. And we come to Act 2. Going beyond your parish website, expanding your parish's internet ministry. Well, as I said just a minute ago, If you don't already have a website, we want you to have one. We want you to have one that's kept up to date. But once you have a website, what's next? What can we do to expand the content that's being offered? And what can we do to complement it with other tools and services? And that's what this is going to show you now. A few years back, we conceived this idea, and this is still in the works. We're still developing it. We call it the tiered strategy for essential parish communications. I've heard some people casually say, well, if you don't have anyone to take care of your website or your Facebook page, just have someone in your Goya do it. Well, that's not the best way, in our opinion, to go about these tools and services. The website is essential in the modern age in communications. Just as you would not pass off the responsibility of your Sunday sermon, of your bulletin creation, or of any of these other things that you hold as essential to your communication, to your ministry, we feel that the website and other digital tools and services should also be kept as serious. Now, this is just one arrangement of these different communications tools as a suggestion. It's not dogmatic in any way. It's not meant to be firm. But in the middle, we see Christ. And Christ needs to be central to everything that we do in terms of communications. And if we're not communicating Christ in what we do, then we should take a step back and reevaluate. As George said during the stewardship talk, central should be your ministries leaders, your clergy, and we add in the web team and other technology people. And surrounding that, you have the things that you expect, your sermon and your bulletin board, your weekly print bulletin, announcements, things like that, but also things like personal engagement and your annual meeting. Those should tie into what's going on in your website, what you're communicating out over email, etc. There needs to be some type of integration. These are not silos. These are not isolated islands. But we need to figure out a way that our website matches the message that we're communicating at the pulpit and vice versa. And then once we've got that under control, we can expand out and look at having maybe a monthly message or maybe having a blog, maybe utilizing Google Analytics to see who our visitors are. Are the visitors to our website people that we're expecting, people that are our parishioners, or maybe people that are non-Orthodox are coming on and viewing our what we're offering on our website. Maybe we're adding in live broadcasts or social media. And then when we expand out, you'll see things like Wikipedia, and maybe you're asking, why should my parish be involved with Wikipedia? If you go to Google and do a search for something, and you can do it right now, Wikipedia is probably going to be one of the first search results. And it may even be highlighted by giving you, the canonical definition for whatever it is that you just searched for. Because Wikipedia, and there are other websites as well, are held in high esteem with certain search engines. And if Wikipedia has a definition of who you are as a parish, or maybe these other tools like Yelp and City Search and other things, they have a certain definition of who you are as a parish, but you have a different understanding. Well, maybe those two need to come more in line, and maybe you can log into Wikipedia and update who you are, or even if you don't exist in Wikipedia, add an entry for yourself. Say who you are, say why you're important to your community, and so on and so forth. We could go through all of these and spend an entire afternoon talking about each one of these components. And I'll come back to this, I'll show this at the very end one last time. Well, as I said, for many years, the Faithful Servant was your parish website. It acted for many as the sole digital communications tool. Well, in this day and age of social media and other ways that people are accessing information, the website is not alone. It's not enough to satisfy your need for digital communications. Here we have an interesting graphic. In the next 60 seconds, all of these things that are shown up there, it might be difficult to read, I'll read a couple of them, will be happening online. 600 new videos are being posted to YouTube, which equals about 25 or more hours of total duration, in one minute. These are worldwide people that are using YouTube. Or, actually I'm having a hard time. 694,000 search queries, maybe on Google and other search engines. 98,000 new tweets. Well, I'm not saying that you need to be doing all of these things, but if all of these things are happening on the internet right now, what are you doing to be a part of that? You don't have to be utilizing every single one of them, but perhaps some of those things. Maybe your priest delivers really, really amazing, engaging, dynamic sermons that you have the capability of recording and posting on YouTube. Maybe your priest sends out a spiritual quote of the day over email. Well, why not throw that up on Twitter? It doesn't cost anything, it's free, and it gets it out there, and who knows what legs that will have, what other people out there on the internet will carry that and share that out with them. There are so many possibilities, and we only have so much time in the day, but it's something that's worth considering of expanding and complementing your current ministry. Well, you might be asking, why is it that we need to keep up with the advances in technology? Over the age, we have always had technology with us, and I'll get into this in more detail, but we as humans are integrated with technology, from the wheel to the printing press to sliced bread. We're always looking at ways to innovate, to invent, to use technology. Nowadays, we think of technology as computers and the internet and maybe mobile phones and things like that. But technology is anything. Technology is something that satisfies a need, makes things easier for us to use, saves time, saves money, generates money. This is all technology. And if we look even at St. Paul as an example, we can see how he used technology. He used the available roads of the Roman Empire, and a road is a technology, where he utilized that to be able to preach the gospel, to allow the message of Jesus Christ to be transmitted and distributed across the empire. In addition, the Gutenberg Bible with the printing press was able to spread the Bible to those who had never had that in their hands before. And what are the technologies of today? Well, things like Web 2.0, which is a more interactive web, and it's the internet that we're living today, where there are blogs and there are the ability to interact when you go to a website. There's social media, online directories, the ability to access the internet from the palm of our hand with mobile devices, and more. And the question needs to be asked, how does your parish currently make use of these new technologies? Well, you can ask the question, which online services are right for your parish? Which online tools best complement the talents already present in your parish and ministries? If you're doing something that wouldn't benefit at all from technology, well then don't worry about it. But if there are things that you're doing to spread the word, to get the message out to your community, go beyond the walls of your church. What community websites are there for your local town or city that you can engage your events with? What can you do to share the gospel with those around? Well, in terms of content, we live in this multimedia age where video is so important to communication. There are still people out there who will read a book, believe it or not. Hopefully, a lot of us here. But there unfortunately there are many who, they say there's an 8-second attention span for certain things, and if you don't capture people with this multimedia engaging delivery tool, it's possible that we might lose a certain segment of our potential audience. And online video is certainly a way to do that. We're able to invite visitors to the life of our parish. Through things like YouTube, we're able to save on hosting because YouTube and Vimeo and other services are completely free. You're able to upload anything you want to YouTube. Through it, you're able to minister and educate. Through Bible studies, sermons, you're able to share the divine liturgy, Holy Week services, or sacraments. You're able to invite people to your parish, creating commercials, inviting people to come and see. As you can see here, Father Barnabas Powell has a commercial that he posted to YouTube for his parish, inviting people back at the beginning of the ecclesiastical year. That's just one example. As I said, YouTube and Vimeo are examples of, going a little too fast. Well, next is online photo galleries. Just as video is a way to dynamically engage certain members of your audience, well, online photo galleries are able to do the same thing. You're able to display the life of your parish community. You're able to post things very easily through some of these services. And again, you're able to save space with some of these tools, which we'll see in a second. You're able to showcase church architecture and iconography, Holy Week services, your parish history, and certain milestones. Now, some of these online photo galleries that you may or may not be familiar with, Flickr and Picasso. Now, this last point, the legal concerns to consider. You may be asking, can we post any picture that we want? Well, you need to decide what's going to work for your community. There are certain laws that, that protect minors, that you have to be careful about posting photos of children that identify who they are. If you're going to do that, you would need to get the consent of those parents. You're able to do it if you do get that consent. It's up to you to decide if you want to do that. But there are certainly ways to post photos that illustrate the life of your community and why it's good for people who come to your website to want to come to your church. You know, when you walk into an Orthodox church, we're struck by the beautiful iconography, the sounds and the smells. We're a multi-sensory church, and why not showcase that through some of these things like photos and video? Well, now that we've had a glimpse into what's possible for additional content, there are some other steps that can be taken to make sure that your parish is found online. From social media to the Web 2.0 type things, online directories, search engines, and search engine optimization. Let's start with social networking. So there was a Pew Research study that states that 73% of online US adults use some kind of social network. I'm just curious to get a show of hands. How many of you are not on social media at all? Maybe about 25, 30%. But there is a good majority of you that are out there using either Facebook, LinkedIn perhaps, Google+. The list goes on and on. There are many. There are 28 parishes in this metropolis that are currently using Facebook. His Eminence recommends that if you're unable to keep up a parish website, at least have a Facebook page. It's a way to engage dynamically with your parishioners, with your visitors, and you don't have to create new content. We were discussing this earlier with some others. All you have to do is take what's out there and share it. If you find a nice article that might be on the Archdiocese website or another good Orthodox website that's out there, maybe someone's blog, share it with your community and say, here's some food for thought. His Eminence shares quite a bit if any of you are friends with him on Facebook. You know, it's important to engage your people where they are. Maybe you want to share something about the Orthodox faith. Maybe you want to share something just good or interesting that's happening in the world. You know, something to spur some type of discussion. Well, here are some shots from social from some websites. Here's Holy Trinity Church in Bridgeport, Connecticut, sharing the gospel reading or the epistle reading for the day, and then some Facebook pages. I'm not sure which Annunciation Church that is, but Annunciation Church wishing those on Facebook, Christos Anesti, St. Nicholas Church in Lexington, Massachusetts, having church school graduation Sunday, photos posted. And then His All Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew delivering a message to the delegates of this past summer's Clergy-Laity Congress, which we were able to experience in person. and then we posted some of the photos online to share that with our online community. And it's a way to engage those who are not able to be there in person. Some of the social networking sites that you may be familiar with are Facebook, which is facebook.com, Google+, which is plus.google.com, and Twitter, which is twitter.com, and there are dozens more. And if it works for your community to sign up for that, great. And if not, it's okay too. There are so many things out there currently, you can't possibly do everything. Don't feel overwhelmed, don't feel like you have to do all of these things. Well, next we have online directories. How many remember the Yellow Pages? Right? How many still use the Yellow Pages? Okay, a significant amount here. I asked the same question to a group of college students at this past year's college conference. Nobody had a clue what I was talking about. And we have increasingly, we have more and more of the younger generation coming up that uses this technology that don't have any recollection of the old way of doing things. That I used the Yellow Pages when I was a kid, but probably in the last 10 years haven't. Whenever it gets delivered by the phone company, it goes right into the recycling bin. Because I have my phone, actually I don't have my phone on me now, but if I need to look something up, I pull out my phone and I look it up. And these online directories are one way to do so. If you're looking for a restaurant, there are some cities that may use Yelp, other cities may not be established. How many have used Yelp? Y-E-L-P, Yelp.com. It's a way to find almost anything, any business, restaurants, music venues, hair salon perhaps, whatever it is. You're traveling to a city and you want to find a good hotel to stay at. We'll go to Yelp. Well, why not have a church on Yelp? Maybe somebody's traveling to Camp Hill or to Akron or wherever, and they're looking for a local parish that they want to attend while they're there for business. Is your parish going to be there? Or are they not going to find you there and they're going to skip over you? Well, like I said, they're the Yellow Pages of the modern age.